because this experience was not ideal, I'm treating myself to some cake batter ice cream with sugar cookie dough in it. And after what I went through today, I think I earned it. I really do. Hello, my name is Micah, and today I'm going to give vlogging a bit of a try. I'm going to start off by saying I'm not a doctor, nurse practitioner, physician's assistant, anything medical related. When I give my opinions, they are strictly my opinions. They are my points of view. They are my experiences. And I don't want anyone else to feel pressured to have the same experience that I did, or feel that their experience was wrong, or that their experience was any better than mine either. So I just wanted to have that disclaimer. I got my IUD removed and replaced today. An important thing to note is that the first time I got my IUD put in 3 years ago, I was 19, and it was the most painful experience I had ever had in my entire life, and it still was until this day. Today I found out that my IUD got lost in my uterus, and that resulted in a bit of a my only comparison would be when you're trying to sink your drain and you just shove something down in there, wiggle it around, and hopefully you pull out a big clump of hair. That's kind of what my doctor had to do today. There are these threads on the end of an IUD that are supposed to more or less hang out of your uterus, and my threads decided to just suck right on up in there. Don't ask me why I have a uterus pillow. That's not the point of discussion today. However, wasn't that a good visual? My doctor had to attempt 5 times, count it, five, to dig around, not dig around, that's a horrible way to say it, but to search delicately for my IUD in my uterus. It was there. Like, I knew it was there. It had never fallen out. I check when I poop. He had to use a couple different tools. Let me just also say that I had extreme anxiety about this day, thinking back to the first time I got it put in. Like I had mentioned, it was the single most painful experience of my entire life. I felt like somebody had shoved a hot soldering iron up my vagina. Anyways, back to today. He tried, God bless his heart, I tried my best to keep my composure, and that did not happen. A lot of expletives were thrown around. I cried. I felt really bad for the doctor, and I felt really bad for the nurse that was with him, because they felt horrible for how much pain they were causing me. They completely understood that this is not a pleasant experience. They used the words cramping and discomfort, and I leveled with them. I said, no, I know that this is a very painful experience, and I know with other people you have to say you're gonna feel some cramping, and I, being me, use humor as a defense mechanism in uncomfortable situations, said discomfort would be putting it mildly, don't you think? And they started buying into my humor pretty quickly, just I guess maybe hopefully to make me feel better, because it did. And at one point, keep in mind there's a speculum in my vagina, they asked me to lift my butt up so they could put more padding underneath me, because there was going to be some blood from all of the poking and prodding around my cervix. I straight up told him I don't think I can do that. I was cramping too bad. It felt really uncomfortable to try and move while I had that speculum in me. And then also, this was my bad, but I worked out glutes yesterday. Probably not the smartest idea, but I take responsibility for that one. I got my yearly checkup did a breast exam, you know, full exam of my feminine health. When he attempted for the 4th time, right before he attempted the 4th time, he told me, he leveled with me. He said, okay, if we can't get it out, we're going to move on to plan B, and I'm going to stop. I just want to say how much that was greatly appreciated, because he acknowledged the fact about how much pain he was putting me in. When he told me, if I don't get it this time, I'm going to stop. We're going to stop and do plan B. And I asked him, you know, what's plan B? And he said, we're just going to have to try again another day. I didn't really want to come back another day and go through all of that. I figured while I was going through it, I just want to get it done and over with. But then also part of me was so relieved for the pain to be over. He then attempted a 4th time, could not get the strings or my IUD, and he kept his word. He stopped. And then proceeded to just continue with my yearly checkup exam. And while he was doing that, he said, oh, wait a second. I think I feel the strings. So when he told me he thinks he found the strings, he's gonna look again. He's gonna take another look. Again, I felt that relief of, okay, this is gonna be over with today. But then also dread of, oh my gosh, I have to experience this pain all over again. And then he tells me, oh yeah, here it is. Up until this point, he had been telling me, okay, I'm going to give it a try. Okay, I'm going to give it a try. Letting me know, because I like to have a heads up. And the nurse caught on to that, and she would tell me, you're going to feel some cramping here, which was putting it mildly, and we all know that. He kind of just went ahead and pulled it right on out. And I gotta tell you, that 5th attempt where he actually got it was the least painful one of them all. And I made a joke about, man, that was like pulling a tooth, like tying dental floss around your tooth and then a doorknob and just slamming it. Like, I didn't see it coming at all. The reinsertion of my new IUD ended up not being as painful because during the removal process, he basically, I don't know of a kinder way to say it, but stretched, I guess. It basically stretched my cervix open to where it was quite easier to insert it. So I will say the insertion part was not as painful. However, what I went through to get to that point, I was expecting it to be a breeze because I had the mindset of, I don't know how it could get any worse. They gave me the option of doing a 3-year IUD again, which was the brand that I had before, or switching to another brand and doing the 5-year IUD. And I thought, hell yeah, give me another 2 years to where I don't have to go through this. Just give me the 5-year one. So we're gonna see how that goes. It is a different brand, but with the one I had, the 3-year IUD, I never really had any complaints. It took my body about 6 months, I would say, to get used to it. And then, I mean, after that, it was really smooth sailing. And I'm hoping the 5-year IUD is, you know, basically the same thing. When it came time to leave, like, I'm sitting there, my whole body is shaking because I had clenched and I had just, like, so much from being in pain that, like, my hands were going numb, my feet were numb, my face was tingling, going numb, and they said that was completely normal because of how much pain I had just put, you know, my body had just been put through. I'm so thankful that my fiance was able to take me to this doctor's appointment. That was a mistake I made the last time. I didn't know what to expect. I drove myself expecting to be able to drive home, and I did. I shouldn't have, because I almost threw up and passed out when I was, you know, trying to check out at the front desk. I was laying there basically trying not to vomit, and the nurse kept asking me if I wanted water or if I needed crackers or anything, and I just was blatantly honest with her. I told her if I ate or drank anything, I'd probably puke everywhere. So she said, let's wait on that then. And then I got up. That made me really dizzy, so I stayed there for a hot minute. And then I stood up, I got dressed, Doctor came back in. My doctor was so sweet and so kind today. He was kind of blown away at how much pain I had to go through. He told me that I went through a lot more pain than most women have to do, and he was so sorry about it. And I mean, I told him, you know, it is what it is. I'm just glad he tried again and didn't give up. Got it done. Got in, got out as quickly as he could. Another side note, poop humor, here it comes. The medication they give you, or at least that I was given beforehand, are these pills that are meant to help dilate your cervix. Yeah, it has a really weird effect on me. I guess it's common. I don't know. I haven't looked it up. But it basically makes you just shit your brains out. I came home after the first time I had this done, and literally all I had to do was just sit on a toilet and it flowed. I kid you not. I shit you not. No pun intended. This time it wasn't as bad, but it was bad. So yeah. Did I forget anything? I feel like I was bad enough. But yeah, my fiance brought me home. He took the morning off from work, got me all comfortable, laid in bed, Netflix, water, a heating pad. So yeah, don't go by yourself if you can help it. Ultimately, the reason I decided to give an IUD a try 3 years ago was because I had tried a couple different versions of birth control. I did the vaginal ring and I did the pill. I was happy with the vaginal ring for several years, but I would get migraines, really, really bad migraines when it was time for me to take out the ring, and then when it was time for me to put in a new ring. Then I tried the birth control pill, and that was just a disaster in itself. I would always forget to take it. It became time for me to do my yearly checkup, and so while I was there, I decided to talk to my doctor about an IUD because one of my friends had just gotten one. It was an option that I wanted to explore further myself. Ultimately, it was the right choice for me because I'm not good at remembering to take a pill every day at the same time. I like the freedom of it being kind of a one and done procedure. Most importantly, my health insurance covered it completely. So basically, I got all of it for free, whereas in the past I was paying $30-40 a month for birth control pills or the ring. So financially it was a really good option for me as well. Honestly, my opinion on IUDs would be like 2 thumbs up if it wasn't for the immense pain that I have to go through just to get them. The takeaway point from this vlog about my personal experience with an IUD removal and insertion is that you can be scared of anything in life. You can be scared of the, you know, a worst case scenario, and although today wasn't ideal, it wasn't the worst case scenario. I will say it was pretty bad. It was definitely not what I had expected. I had feared that there would be some difficulty getting my IUD removed, and lo and behold, it happened. But that's okay because I stayed calm. I joked around with my doctor and he made me feel a lot better. The nurse made me feel a lot better. I made them aware of my needs and they respected that. So yeah, I'm gonna lay in bed. With all of that said, I'm gonna get back to chilling, binging Netflix, and eating ice cream. Because doing anything that involves my core is pretty painful, pretty uncomfortable. Oh, that's one thing I forgot. You'll be sore maybe? I don't know. I'm sore. I'm definitely gonna be sore tomorrow.